Well, hello there, friends and family. It's Easter Sunday. You'll have to pardon me for looking sort of untidy today. You see, by the time I uploaded that video yesterday, and then fed the kitties, and then had to cook me something to eat. Didn't have any leftovers. I actually had to cook. And I know many of y'all who have been with the channel for quite some time have asked, you want another cooking video. But to be totally honest with you, I've just been going through my freezer. And I've been pulling out things, what I call random freezer delights, that you buy for the holidays. When the kids come down, grandson. And I always buy too much, I must admit, but then it sits in there. Well, I'm trying to get all that finally consumed. And the whole plan was, starting last year, continuing this year, to get that freezer rate down. That's 35 cubic foot, which was great when, the family was all here. But it's a little much for just one person. I thought about getting it finally emptied out. And then I'd get a smaller, like 5 or 8 cubic foot. It costs some money to run that big freezer. And I'm on fixed income, like so many of y'all. We got to pinch those pennies wherever we can, so we can survive and thrive. But with all that said, I just took something out random, and whatever it is, that's what I have. So there's nothing all that special. But by the time I got that all fixed and let cool a bit, sat down to eat it, watching YouTube videos, some of my favorite channels, I was sort of wore out. So I thought, I'll just lay down on the couch. I got one of those there fuzzy blankets my daughter always gives me on it to protect it. Lay down there thinking, I'll just watch a couple more videos. Then I'll get up, go on in, take a good nice soaking tub and that, so I can get up early this morning. Well, as you might suspect, the old man was pretty tired. So I just conked out. And I wanted to get up real early this morning because my thought was to watch the sunrise, Easter sunrise service. Well, there's not going to be no sunrise, as you can see, in the deep south of Alabama. And there wasn't when I got up at 6:15 this morning, right before what would have been sunrise. But anyway, I had to get out here. Because like I told you in yesterday's video, I wanted to keep on keeping on. Well, that wasn't going to happen either, because we'd already had some light showers. Now, what many of y'all may know, it's been hyped up on the news, and I was hoping it would not be nowhere near as bad as what they were making. That we've got a massive storm coming in from the west, coming out of Texas. Right now it's in Louisiana, entering Mississippi. And it's bad, folks. A lot of deep red and oranges, and that's never a good sign. And it's huge. It extends up past Tennessee to the north. It's going to be affecting Ohio, Illinois, Tennessee. And of course, already affected Texas. Louisiana is starting to affect Mississippi, and the frontal parts are just starting to filter into my state here in Alabama. And if you notice right now, other than heavily overcast skies, it's quiet. Well, except for, we do have the church behind me. They're doing a, I guess, an internet service for Easter Sunday. That's a good thing. So I'm out sort of keeping guard, seeing what's happening. Could you see? I remember a day similar to this, and this is 12th of April. And I remember a night that would always change my life, and just how I would think about preparedness forevermore. Now, those of you who are my age, around my age, and older, you'll remember that night. Many refer to it as the Night of Terror. And that was the worst outbreak, super outbreak of tornadoes in the 20th century. 148 to be exact. Multiple states throughout the Midwest, even the North and Southeast, severely impacted. And it was during that time that my daddy had bought his first piece of ground. It was just a little over 2 acres up on a hillside in Harvest, Alabama, where we finally were able to have, large garden, some farm animals, little barn, shop, all that. My parents were ever so proud, because up to that time they'd never had a whole lot of money. I know, because this little old man, he'd been working to help the family since he was 6. But that night, there would come devastating tornadoes, not only in Alabama, but like I said, Southeast, Midwest, and other parts. In my neighborhood, in Harvest, Alabama, there'd be 3 straight through our community. Now the first one was only an EF1. And you might think, well, that's still devastating. Oh yeah, it did some damage. And since we had lived in Oklahoma before coming to Alabama, one of the things Daddy always did when tornadoes would come, Oklahoma was so flat, we'd jump in the car. Now, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but Daddy'd drive off, try to outdistance the tornado or get out of its way. Well, he took the same approach on that first one. But then we came back. The roads were still clear enough. In fact, we actually had hid under an overpass down on University Drive in Huntsville, Alabama. About 20 miles from the house. But we came back, started cleaning up what debris and that. Wasn't much around our place. There were some problems throughout the neighborhood, and some major damage, but it wasn't extensive. A little did we know that night there'd be a second. And that second tornado was, from the best they can tell looking back at it, was an EF4. And this time we didn't run, and we weren't able to make it off the place. And I've talked about this in a previous video. I won't go into a lot of detail right now, because it just brings back a lot of memories. Just don't want to talk about it. But we survived that one too. There was damage to our house. It actually got moved off the foundation. And we lived on East Highlander at the time. But West Highlander, that EF4 came straight down that street in that neighborhood, and it left nothing. And I mean nothing. It sucked up the pavement. We'd never seen anything like that. And once that passed, we came out and of course surveyed the damage. Of course it sucked the doors right off our house, tore them right off the hinges. Of course I had all the windows open. Of course now they say that may not help, but we did it. I don't know if it helped or not, but the house survived even though it got moved off the foundation. But then, as we were out helping our neighbors, those that were still alive, you see many died that night in Harvest, Alabama. But there would come a third one. Not as big as that EF4. Some think it might have been a EF2 or EF3. But pretty much what was ever left, it destroyed and took with it. It was a sad time. Horrible time. And I've never forgot it. I know my brothers and sisters have never forgot it, or anybody who lived there for the longest time. Nobody rebuilt on that land. Now it is. And it's been hit since. But it's that time of year again in the deep south. Not only in the south, but Midwest, in the Ohio Valley. And here we sit, the calm before the storm. And it's looking mean out west, folks. And look on your weather radars. Get ready. Now I've got my car pointed out of the driveway. I've got my wallet, I've got my checkbook, cell phone, medications. If I have to, will I leave? Yes. Do I wish I had a storm shelter? Yes, I do. But I never have got around to that. Thought about that a few years back. But with the water table so high here, it's hard to put one in. I'll just probably make a run in the car if I have no choice. Or I'll hunker down in my shop, which has a room that's reinforced cinder blocks on all four sides, and maybe that will survive. But you know, I am a man of faith, and I believe in the power of prayer and the power of our Lord. And I would like to think today of all days, this is not going to be a repeat of 1974, but we'll see. But while I'm walking around, I wanted to check my truck tire planters just in case anything's come up yet, and I don't see anything yet. It's only been about 2 or 3 days. Oh, I may have lied. Looks like something right there starting to pop. Yep. Starting to get us some radishes, I'm thinking. Now this other one, I don't see no lettuce yet, but the lettuce takes a little while longer. So that's one thing about gardening. Takes patience, takes faith. Now I'll tell you something about knowing when the coming storm's coming. Maybe you heard in the background all the birds. They're still happy. They're still chirping away. That lets me know the danger has yet to come. Because I've learned over the years when it's about to get bad, the birds will become silent. They will disappear. And they have yet to do that. So, for right now, until something more interesting happens, we're going to put the old GoPro away, head on in and check that weather radar. And we'll return as things develop. So y'all, as we sit out here on the front porch, right now in a light breeze, I'm going to wait to come the storm. I just want to wish y'all a happy Easter. Hope you celebrated it with your family, your friends, and loved ones. And I can't express enough that I want y'all to be continuing your prayers for our frontline healthcare professionals, all those who keep us in food and supplies while we're here at the house, surviving this COVID-19 virus. And maybe now's the best time to bend those knees and bow that head and pray for those facing the storms that may descend upon us today. It can't hurt. I'm a true believer in the power of prayer. I've seen it work miracles in people's lives. I truly have. I think many of you have. So let's all join together in prayer today, that the storms lift up and clear the way and save us on this Easter day when we celebrate the rise of Christ. So with all that said, I pray for each and every one of you out there, my family, my friends. And I have a friend, that close friend, that their son now, in his early 30s, is now hospitalized up in Huntsville, Alabama, with severe problems that I'm not going to go into detail for her privacy, his privacy. But he could use prayers too. His name's Chris. And she texted me Friday evening when I took him to the ER and said, would I please add him to my prayer list? She didn't even have to ask. I'm hoping she knows I would. And I have. And I've prayed in earnest for Chris to come through this. And it's just like I said, you know, unless it's life-threatening, you don't want to go to the doctor or hospital. But Chris had no choice. And she can't even be with him. Can't even visit him. We all need to remember that. If you got to put a loved one, family member in the hospital, you can't be there to hold their hand, to console them. They're there by themselves, all alone. What a horrible situation that is. So if you would, if you'd join me today in praying for Chris too, I'd appreciate it. And I know Nell, she'd appreciate it too. So y'all, hopefully I'll see you on the next video. I'm sure it's going to be about what we're facing today with the coming storms. My thought is this old man will survive. That's where faith comes in. That's the power of faith, the power of prayer, in whatever you believe in. So as always, I want all of y'all to take care out there. Stay as safe as you possibly can. And for those of you who have to work, God knows I'm praying for you every night. Honored your service. Take all precautions you can. Stay safe. And may God bless each and every one of you, your families, your friends, your loved ones, until we come through these trying times, not only in America, but across our planet. With that said, I'm going to bid you goodbye, get on in, and keep track of what's happening this Easter Sunday. Goodbye for now. Trix. Trix. You got everything prepared for you? Huh? You got your wallet, checkbook, all your essentials? Huh? You better have, because we may have to make a run for it, okay? Yep, I've already got some food loaded up in the trunk. You'll be fine. Later, all.